morning to those who are in South Korea. Welcome to all who are watching us online. We kindly ask everyone to mute your microphones and keep your cameras on. Unicinos University, through its Polytechnic School and graduate program in Electrical Engineering and the graduate program in Applied Computing, are very honored to host this online event to celebrate the 8th edition of the Forum Brazil-Korea, Digital Transformation and the Impact on the Information Society. For this event, we have the following attendances. President of Unicinos University, Professor Dr. Marcelo Fernandes de Aquino. Minister of the Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Brazil, Mr. Lee Young. Secretary of Innovation, Science and Technology of the State of Rio Grande do Sul, Professor Dr. Luiz da Cunha Lam. Vice President of Unicinos, Professor Dr. Pedro Gilberto Gomes. Chairman of Hana Micron, Mr. Sheng Ho Choi. CEO of HT Micron, Mr. Chris Hu. Director of the Unicinos Innovation and Technology Office, Unitec, and CEO of Tecnocinos São Leopoldo Tech Park, Mrs. Susana Kakuta. Dean of the Unicinos Polytechnic School, Professor Dr. Sandro José Rigo. Head of the Graduate Program in Applied Computing of the Unicinos Polytechnic School and the coordinator of the 8th Forum Brazil-Korea, Professor Dr. Rodrigo da Rosa Rigg. Also joining us in this ceremony, Provost for Academic and International Affairs, Professor Dr. Alsones Balestrin, Administrative Provost, Professor Dr. Luiz Felipe Yosmaier Valandro, Ambassador of Brazil in Seul, Luiz Henrique Sobreira Lopes, Ambassador Mr. Cláudio Lira, Consul General of Italy, Roberto Bartot, President of the Research Support Foundation of Rio Grande do Sul, FAPERGS, Professor Dr. Odir Antônio Delagostin, Superintendent of Innovation and Development at Pontifícia Universidade Católica do Rio Grande do Sul, PUC-RS, Professor Dr. Jorge Luiz Nicolas Aldi. Director of the Brazilian Company of Research and Industrial Innovation, Embrapa, Mr. Carlos Eduardo Pereira. Vice President of Finance and Administration at Steel, Ferramentas Motorizadas Limitada, Mr. Cleomar Prunzel. Regional Director of the National Service for Industrial Training of Rio Grande do Sul, SENAI-RS, Mr. Carlos Arthur Traim. Regional Director of the Brazilian Electrical and Electronic Industry Association in Rio Grande do Sul, ABINE, Mr. Regis Seu Halbert. Officer Universidades at Santander, Mrs. Edeltraud Dor Castro. We also welcome all diplomatic authorities, directors of Unicinos Academic and Support Offices, deans of Unicinos schools, leaders of associations and federations, entrepreneurs, representatives of Tecnocinos companies, managers, professors and students of Unicinos, leaders, professors of Brazilian and Korean universities, representatives from the press, and all guests watching us online. Unicinos has chosen South Korea as a strategic partner and has maintained a partnership with dozens of institutions from that country for more than 10 years. The Forum Brazil-Korea is a traditional international event that celebrates the partnership for research, science, and innovation between Brazil and Korea, with partners such as the United States and Germany that have joined the cooperation throughout the years. Since 2011, the Forum has been active in the education and training of students, professors, and professionals, focusing mainly on the topic of semiconductors and its extensions to the areas of Internet of Things, sustainability, and health. The partnership between Brazil and Korea is successful and has already resulted in the creation of the Technological Institute of Semiconductors at Unicinos, and it also resulted in a close academic mobility at the undergraduate and for professors at the postdoctoral level. This year, the Forum Brazil-Korea has happened entirely in a virtual environment through a series of workshops and panels. This way, we were able to bring together researchers and exponents from both countries on the topic of digital transformation and its impact on the new information society. We have discussed research, progress in projects, and bilateral cooperation, as well as academic mobility at the undergraduate, master's, and doctoral level. On the themes involved, we have addressed, for example, vehicular networks, Internet of Things, blockchain, smart cities, state-of-the-art materials for chip manufacturing, Industry 4.0, and 5G communication. Now, let's watch a video that shows the history of the Forum Brazil-Korea.
Com sua primeira edição em 2011, o Fórum Brasil-Coreia consolida uma parceria de quase uma década entre Unicinos e instituições da Coreia do Sul, com o principal objetivo de compartilhar conhecimento entre pesquisadores na área da tecnologia. O evento estimula a inovação e desenvolvimento de produtos. Desde sua criação, o Fórum teve como principal tema a cadeia de semicondutores. A partir das relações criadas entre os países com o protagonismo da Unicinos, a área se consolidou com a instalação da empresa HT Micron no Tecnocinos. Ao longo dos anos, o Fórum possibilitou diversas oportunidades para a comunidade acadêmica, desde publicações científicas conjuntas, ações de mobilidade estudantil, dupla titulação na pós-graduação, projetos de pesquisa no âmbito da indústria 4.0, até a capacitação de recursos humanos para o setor tecnológico. As conquistas do Fórum Brasil-Coreia se ampliaram com o tempo e mudaram parte da matriz econômica da região. Além do estímulo às startups na área de saúde e tecnologia, o Fórum possibilitou a criação do Instituto Tecnológico de Semicondutores ITT Chip, a partir dos programas de pós-graduação em Engenharia Elétrica e Computação Aplicada. Em 2019, a integração entre pesquisadores brasileiros e coreanos, ITT Chip e HT Micron, criou um marco importante para a área no Brasil. Primeiro chip semicondutor para o mercado de internet das coisas projetado no país. Perspectiva de uma expansão e consolidação das suas relações internacionais, Unicinos mantém uma contínua ampliação do Fórum com a participação de países como Estados Unidos, Alemanha, Austrália, entre outros. Movimento estratégico que torna o pioneirismo uma tradição, fazendo da inovação uma cultura que a Unicinos, universidades brasileiras e coreanas, ter público e empresas constroem, agindo localmente e pensando globalmente.
Now, we welcome to the floor the Dean of the Polytechnic School of Unicinos, Professor Dr. Sandro José Rigo.
Good evening. I thank you for the opportunity to address the public at this event. I would like to salute the Principal of Unicinos, Professor Dr. Marcelo Fernandes de Aquino, the Ministry of Korean Republic Embassy, Mr. Lee Young, the Secretary of Innovation, Science and Technology of the State of Rio Grande do Sul, Professor Dr. Luiz da Cunha Lamb, the Chairman of HANA Micron, Mr. Shan Ho Choi. Therefore, to their names, I extend a special welcome message to all authorities and participants of the 8th Brazil-Korea International Forum. This 8th edition of the forum has the special support of HT Micro and the Tecnocinos Technological Park. I would like to thank these institutions for the support. I also want to thank the organizers of the event and all the staff involved for their splendid work. Unicinos University recently reached 50 years of existence. And along this period, it has employed efforts to contribute to regional development through education, research, innovation, and social initiatives. We also invested in research and innovation with a global strategic orientation as one of the drivers for setting a new knowledge economy in the region, fostering Unicinos as a global research university. In this context, we consider the Brazil-Korea International Forum as an opportunity with key actors involved in research and development in this promising and essential semiconductors. The program of the forum succeeded in bringing together important and related topics ranging from advanced materials, smart cities, 5G communications, devices for healthcare, Industry 4.0, and IoT, among others. The forum also promotes the discussion of government policies to foster research and innovation, the presentation of entrepreneurs' experiences and startups opportunities, and academic mobility opportunities for students interested in going abroad. We are very proud of the results achieved so far in this Brazil-Korea collaboration, which includes research opportunities being consolidated and the dual degree involving Unicinos and South Korea universities, human resources development at Unicinos Research Institutes, and establishment of an international network of partners. At Unicinos University, we have the strong belief that the ecosystems of long-standing partners, universities, and institutions are a necessity for the present and future, stimulating collaboration, multiculturalism, multidisciplinarity, and innovation. Therefore, I would like to thank the participants, researchers, students involved in this event, and offer our best support to continue fostering the integration and development regarding this forum main topics. I wish you all a great event. Thank you.
We invite to the floor the chairman of HANA Micron, Mr. Shang-Ho Choi.
Good evening, Brazil, and good morning, Korea. What a new way of we are conducting this important event. I welcome you all. I remember my first keynote speech in this forum 8 years ago, talking about semicon business in Brazil, expressing my passion and ambition for the future of this country. Since then, so many Korean experts visited Brazil and developed and worked together new technology research. Also, Brazilian engineers came to Korea, did the same. I think semiconductor industry should be led by your government. However, Unicinos University is the one who developed and delivered to this country. I commend you, Father Marcelo, on all these accomplishments. Every year, Father Marcelo visits the best university in Korea for collaboration between two countries. He is the cornerstone for this industry for Brazil. For Korean people, the Unicinos University is the best university in Brazil. Koreans recognize the name of Unicinos University, not São Paulo University. No one knows what will happen in the future under this COVID-19 pandemic, but with a new vaccine about to deliver, we might see the light in the end of the tunnel. Once we get there, I will do my best to support this forum and the union between your university and my company. I wish you all the best, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
We now welcome to the floor the Secretary of Innovation, Science and Technology of the State of Rio Grande do Sul, Professor Dr. Luiz da Cunha Lamp.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. President, Father Marcelo Fernandes de Aquino. Good evening to all the authorities present here. Good evening to the chairman of HANA Micron, Mr. Shang-Ho Choi, the Minister of the Embassy of Korea in Brazil, Mr. Lei Jiang. Also, I would like to say a big thank you to Mrs. Susana Kakuta, who made the formal invitation for me to be here. Also, the academic provosts and the administrators of Unicinos, Professor Balestrin, Professor Valandro, the ambassador, Mr. Lira, the president of our Research Support Foundation of our state, Professor Odir de Lagostin, the superintendent of innovation at the Catholic University of Rio Grande do Sul, Professor Jorge Aldi, the director of the Brazilian Company for Research and Industrial Innovation, Professor Carlos Eduardo Pereira, the Vice President of Finance and Administration of STIL, Mr. Cleomar Pronzel, the Regional Director of the National Service for Industrial Training of Rio Grande do Sul, SENAI, Mr. Carlos Trai, the Regional Director of the Brazilian Electro and Electronic Industry Association of our state, ABINI, Mr. Regis Selhalbert, also the officer of the Universidades at Santander, Mr. Edeltro Dor Castro, and everyone who is present here. So I would like to say a big thank you. It's a great honor to be here again at this event, this meeting that you are organizing today. Of course, it's a virtual meeting that has some limitations that we didn't have in the past, but it shows also the power of digital transformation and the impact on the information society that digital transformation has. Mr. Choi has been a leading figure in Korea. We've talked personally last year over here in Brazil, alongside the directors of his company here. That is for our state is a great honor to have your company here at Unicinos and in our state. And I'm very happy that you are developing technologies with also Brazilian brain power, Mr. Choi. I'm pretty sure that we are showing to the Koreans, who are great specialists in the semiconductor industry, in the tech businesses, and in many other high-tech industries, that our state can also produce high technology and have an international impact. So for this opening, this is my first address. I'm pretty sure that we can continue this conversation later on. Thank you very much.
We now invite to the floor the Minister of the Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Brazil, Mr. Lee Young.
Well, boa noite, good evening, and good morning, everyone from Brazil and Korea. 안녕하세요. First of all, I'd like to express my special thanks to President Reitor, Professor Dr. Marcelo Fernandes de Aquino da Universidade do Vale do Rio dos Sinos, Unicinos, for inviting the Embassy of the Republic of Korea to this relevant academic occasion aimed at taking a look at the challenges and opportunities of digital transformation in our society. It's an honor and privilege for me to participate and share information and experience regarding one of the most important and hot issues in terms of not only industrial, but also academic spectrum. So nowadays, I bet that almost everyone is supposed to be very familiar with the words like 5G, artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain, etc. So especially in the midst of disastrous COVID-19, we are more likely to look into the new normal and post-coronavirus era, and each country feel encouraged or pressure to double down on efforts to speed up the research and development of the cutting-edge technologies of so-called DNA, data, network, and AI. So now we are undergoing dramatic situation of pandemic and also facing drastic change of social and economic paradigm. Since the outbreak of new coronavirus, we are getting accustomed to so-called untapped industry, such as home office, video conference, online education platform, even entertainment industries, including sports events without the spectators. So we need to brush up on the existing high-tech industry to move it up to the more sophisticated and even far faster and faster level for the good and benefit of the people. Some countries and companies are leading in the field like 5G network connection, safe driving car, Internet of Things applied to smart home, smart factory, smart city, etc. Let me point out that Brazil, for example, is gearing up for 5G network introduction, and the super bidding is expected to be open in the first semester just next year. So what am I supposed to talk about the overall situation in Korea to prepare the post-COVID-19? In May of this year, the president of South Korea, Moon Jae-in, proposed the 2 pillars of Korean New Deal policy, combining the digital New Deal and Green New Deal to cope with the economic crisis triggered by the pandemic, so that Korea can move forward a pace-setting economy in the post-coronavirus era. So here, let me just focus on digital New Deal very shortly. We are running out of the time, the first part of this event, I guess. So digital New Deal is very much focused on laying the foundation for a digital economy that will boost economic growth and innovation. The digital New Deal is expected to materialize so-called data dam. Data dam to maximize the data utilization that is foundation of the digital economy, represented by many AI and big data development, the smartification of industrial complexes and non-contact services. Speaking of the AI, let me remind of you the AlphaGo. AlphaGo, the first computer program to defeat one of the most powerful and intelligent human Go players in the world, the Korean Lee Se-dol, some years ago. This signalizing the coming of new era, breaking down the boundary and bias between human intelligence and computer intelligence. So AI, 5G, big data, etc., are some examples as one of the game changers in the future. So here the government of Korea is tuning into one point, because there is sort of concern that the digital economy might eliminate or throw out the existing jobs. The government is trying to transfer people who used to work for all the sectors into newly created jobs in the upcoming digital economy leading industries. So this is the blueprint kind of outline to get started in Korea. We will not take this digital New Deal for granted. There is so much to do to carve out the digital economy in both the public and private sectors and reach out the goal set up by digital New Deal. We are just ready to do our best. As the President Moon highlighted, the Green New Deal and Digital New Deal initiative to prepare for the post-coronavirus period at the latest G20 summit. We expect some kind of international cooperation to get the synergistic effect and win-win strategy. Also with Brazil, one of the potential markets in the world in terms of green and digital economy. So I expect more strategic alliance to strengthen economic cooperation between our two countries. So this is what I wanted to share with all of you, taking advantage of this significant event. Once again, I'd like to express my heartfelt appreciation for inviting the embassy, and congratulations on the 8th International Forum Brazil-Korea on Science, Technology and Innovation. Thank you very much. Muito obrigado. Até mais. 감사합니다.
Now, for greeting all participants of this 8th Forum Brazil-Korea, we invite to the floor the President of Unicinos, Professor Dr. Marcelo Fernandes de Aquino.
O microfone está fechado para Marcelo.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's my privilege to say some words welcoming our distinguished guests this evening. I had already a very important speech, but I was thinking that people need time to discuss. Instead, I wish only to say to everyone how I am happy to be in touch with you here in our university. Allow me, our distinguished and honorable guests, to say how I'm happy to see again Mr. Choi among us. During 10 or 11 years, we are building up a very important partnership. At the beginning, it was very difficult to put together Brazilian and Korea culture. But we had confidence one each other. Our teams, they learned how to work together. In the second year of our partnership, we sent 4 or 5 professors Unicinos to spend a semester in Seoul, the good Korean universities. And I am celebrating all these achievements, Brazil and Korea. We are learning how to work together. We are learning how to have confidence. And we are learning how to live peaceful in our planet. Mr. Choi, I know that it's a very difficult time for everyone. In Unicinos, we are doing our best to go together during this pandemic time. And I know that you are leading HANA with a so successful result. Mr. Secretary Lamb, thank you so much for being among us. University, we develop a university with so many ways of working, and you come from an excellent university. Now we have an alliance for innovation. I want to strong a very important support to our Alliance for Innovation. And again, we believe in Brazil, we believe in Korea, we believe in peace. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We thank all the authorities for your presence in the celebration. Continuing with our planned schedule, we will now have the panel, Past versus Future, Challenges and Opportunities for the Development of Rio Grande do Sul in the Context of Digital Transformation, with the following guests. Secretary of Innovation, Science and Technology of Rio Grande do Sul, Professor Dr. Luiz da Cunha Lamp. CEO of HT Micron, Mr. Chris Ryu. Head of the Graduate Program in Applied Computing of the Unicinos Polytechnic School, Professor Dr. Rodrigo da Rosa Higg. And to mediate this panel, the Director of the Unicinos Innovation and Technology Office, Unitec, and CEO of Tecnocinos, São Leopoldo Tech Park, Mrs. Susana Kakuta. And now, with the floor, Mrs. Susana Kakuta. We wish you all a great event.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank to Unicinos and especially to my dear guest, Mr. Lamb, Mr. Chris Ryu and Professor Rigi for the participation and the opportunity to be here with me in this very special Brazil-Korea Forum. I'm very proud because I was part of maybe 6 or 7 of this forum, and it's possible to see how we run fast during this period. Welcome everyone to this panel where we will talk and exchange some experience about past and future, challenge and opportunity for the development of our society in the context of digital transformation. In order to achieve this goal, as commented before, we have 3 experienced professionals with me this night. Mr. Lamp, our State Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, and as well a recognized person in the AI tema. Chris Ryu, CEO of HD Micron, the most important industry in packaging and test of semiconductors in Latin America, as well a big global player in system in a package for IoT market nowadays. And Professor Rodrigo Rigi, my dear colleague here from Unicinos, a high-level researcher and professor in the field of Industry 4.0. We will have the opportunity to have a vision about what are the challenges, what are the opportunities with our 3 panelists. Digital transformation is a key strategy in geoeconomy. To be a global player in the competitive world nowadays aims more than traditional skills. New times need to be supported by high level of productivity, by new digital technology and new personal skills. Pandemia of coronavirus show globally the importance of digital technology. Nowadays, it's possible to say that we make 5 years, maybe in 5 months, from the chaos to the new way of to do business, everything through digital transformation. It doesn't matter if it's a small or a big business, if it's commerce, service, or industry. Fact is that digital technology are impacting and changing all areas, changing all of us. This scenario set out opportunities. Rio Grande do Sul is a great and a very important state of Brazil. Diversified economy, good net of university and technical schools, strong presence of traditional sector, and growing more and more with the new sector network, has a great network, of course, of tech parks who are contributing to implement the new economy based on knowledge. So we are in our society a great mixture of challenge and opportunity. We are living a very complex time. As in every period of crisis, opportunities also arise. Our panelists will bring the experience and perceptions about this. Let's start our panel, inviting our distinguished panelists. First, our first panelist, Mr. Lamp. Please, the floor is yours. You have 15 minutes for you. Please.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you, everyone that is sharing the floor with us. And I will make a few considerations about the impact of digital technologies in our lives. Well, the first thing that we have to see and think about is that we are living in what the Americans call extraordinary times. We have some extraordinary challenges and several issues that we have to solve now since we are confronting this pandemic. However, when we have these challenges, we also have some opportunities for evolution, and we can see the world under a different lens, and now we can see the importance of digital technologies and the importance of science and technology as the way forward in terms of economic development. And along this line, this partnership that Unicinos and HANA Micron have established over the years has shown some big promises, and is a big case study, a big example of how things can move forward in our state, in our ecosystems, in our technology parks, in our innovative environments, and in our cities. So what we want to see now is that over the next few years, we hope that we can learn from this experience and we can move forward in terms of placing science, technology, and innovation at a higher level of importance in terms of our plans, both for the state, for companies, and also in terms of developing a culture among people, among young people, among stakeholders in our states, to show that the economy of the 21st century is a knowledge-based economy that's intensive in terms of the need for very educated people, and also that we have to choose some priorities to plan our future and to succeed. Well, in the current role of Secretary of State for Innovation, Science and Technology, over here in our state, one kind of information that is very useful is that Professor Odir here is also the director of our State Foundation for Science and Technology. We have almost 12%, between 11 and 12% of the scientific output of the whole of Brazil. And this is produced by less than 6% of the national population. However, when we think in terms of the technological impact, the business impact of what we do in terms of the scientific output, we still can improve. So this kind of initiatives that we have here, that we are showing up today, this partnership between Unicinos and HANA Micron has shown over the last decade that there are ways to move forward that can be exploited in a much better way, in a way of showing that technology can lead to development, and this kind of technological development can contribute to have a much richer economic ecosystem. In our state, we also have to consider that from time to time, several planning, several overall strategies have been adopted. And when we consider the national scene in the last 15 years, there have been lots of changes, both in the political perspective in terms of the value that we give to science, but we have to consider that there was a big paradigm shift in terms of economic value. In the last 10 years, we have seen the emergence of technology companies. And now, if one considers, for instance, the largest corporations by market capitalization in the US stock market, you see that the first 10 companies are all tech-based companies. When you think in terms of Apple or Microsoft or Facebook, Amazon, or even other companies that have their bases, they are based on technology and science and on brain power. These companies have now succeeded in becoming the most valued companies that we have in the market. And this market capitalization and some of these companies have achieved well over $1 trillion in terms of market capitalization, like Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple. And this shows the power of the knowledge economy, the power of the technology sector in the US and, of course, in the Western world. And when we look at Asia, we look at examples that we have in Korea, the power that the big companies have in Korea. Most of the companies that you also have in your country over there are also tech-based and produce high-tech solutions to several key markets, several consumer markets, and to several key technologies that will be the future in the next few years. And we are very happy that we are also producing some of these technologies here in Brazil, here in São Leopoldo, in our state. And we also have to consider that we are seeing some national disputes now in terms of the dominance in terms of some technologies. We have seen recently these disputes about 5G technologies, but there are other technologies that also have the potential to disrupt several economic activities. When one thinks in terms of the impact of artificial intelligence, of course, it's a ubiquitous, it's a pervasive technology, and one has to think how this kind of technology will be divided between, let's say, the North Hemisphere and the South Hemisphere. We also have to think that all the brains are, at the moment, are more concentrated in some key spaces, in some key cities and key clusters of innovation that are being responsible for producing most of the technologies that we see these days. And when one thinks in terms of comparing the big corporations and the companies and also the states and nations that are being successful in the 21st century, most of these countries and most of these corporations, they have been investing heavily in terms of technology, in terms of new developments in science and technology, and turning the results from scientific output into technology that can be sold and can be put to use to the market. And this is one of the big challenges that we have here. We in our state and in our country, we have learned and we have shown that we can produce quality science. However, when we try to make this more effective in the market in terms of having an economic and social impact, we still have a lot to develop. I still have a lot to learn in terms of the relationship between universities, between research groups and companies, and how to make more effective technology, how to construct more effective technology transfer mechanisms and make the relationship between university labs and corporations more streamlined, more natural, as you have in your country. And of course, this example, this case that we have here at Unicinos, that Susanna and of course the president, Father Marcelo, Mr. Choi, Chris, and everyone that has built this strong cooperation has shown that there is a way forward, and this kind of cooperation between academics and engineers from industry, this kind of cooperation between research labs at universities and research labs and R&D labs in corporations can also happen. And this is becoming more and more important, because since the impact of the new technologies and most of the technologies are computer-based technologies that are technologies that, of course, will have the most impact over the next decade, they will affect several walks of life. When one thinks in terms of the impact that automation can have over the automobile sector, for instance, one can imagine that when the big corporations or the big tech companies can build autonomous cars, we'll have such a big impact in logistics, also in security, in the health sector, that one cannot even start to imagine the impact that technology will have if, for instance, we are able to develop autonomous vehicles. This will have a huge impact in countries like Germany, where 40% of the economy is based on the automobile sector. It will have, of course, a big impact in Brazil because of the logistics sector. All of our logistics, or most of our logistics, is based on car transportation and on truck driving and this kind of logistics. And we'll have, of course, a big impact in terms of cultural terms in the United States, in China, and in the Western world. We can also consider that the impact that we are going to have is not only based on automation, but it will also change the way that we relate to each other, in terms of the connectivity that these future technologies will have in integrating people, integrating schools, modernizing schools to have a more innovative education, because we will be also able to grant access to better educational platforms, better education possibilities to most people in several countries. However, of course, in our state, we have the challenges, and in our country have the challenge of providing access to these new technologies, these new tools to students, to teachers, to the whole educational system. Sorry, I'm hearing myself back. There's an echo now. So, one thing that I also would like to emphasize here is that in order to achieve this better progress in terms of economic, in the terms of educating better the people for the future, for the next decades, that will be heavily based on science and technology, we have to strengthen our partnerships. And this kind of partnership that you have here, you have established here, can show that it's possible, Father Marcelo, who is the president of Unicinos, to have a local impact with also an association with the correct partnerships at an international level with key partners who want to cooperate and collaborate to develop and to streamline a cooperation that's beneficial to both sides. One last thing that I would like to mention is that in addition to fostering this development based in science, technology, and an education that's more focused on the so-called STEM areas, science, technology, engineering, maths, arts, that are now called the STEAM, not STEM anymore. We have to add the arts component so that creativity is also it's a key component over the next years to generate value for organizations. One thing that we have to consider in terms of the economic recovery or the renewal of our economic matrices is what the economists are calling the ESG values or ESG predicates. That is to say that companies, corporations, organizations now have to be very aware of environmental, social, and government issues, because this kind of attributes, this kind of predicates are becoming investment metrics and are vital to discussions about the future of corporations, the future of organizations, the future of states, and the future of countries. So in addition to have a much better prepared workforce, much better prepared students, we have also to build this culture that is more responsible, that is more concerned about the future of the planet, and that takes into account these ESG principles as well. So to sum up, what I want to say is that the impact of technologies over the last 30 years has been huge. In the 1990s, we've seen the impact of the web and the internet. Now we are living in a new era where we are experiencing the first fringes on only the tip of the iceberg of artificial intelligence and machine learning impact. And this kind of pervasive technology will affect every economic sector, from agribusiness to the high-tech business to space sciences to health, education, economics. And the global impact of this kind of technologies is measured now in many trillions of dollars. For instance, PwC has estimated that over the next 10 years, the impact of AI would be in the region of 15.7 trillion. McKinsey has made other estimates that are even higher. And what we have to pay attention to is the need to put these technologies, put this scientific knowledge into the heart, into the brains, and also at the focus of the economic measures and economic strategies that one develops both in our state and also in our country. And just to finalize now, I'm pretty sure that my time is running out. And since Susanna mentioned my role in AI research, I remember one of the papers written by Alan Turing. Of course, is a very well-known figure, and one of the key papers that he wrote, which was called Computing Machinery and Intelligence in 1950, when he started studying AI, he concluded this paper saying that he could only see a short distance ahead, but he could see that there is plenty there to be done. So what I said here is that we have to think a lot about how to do with this new reality, this reality of an economic that is based on science, technology, and knowledge. And we have to act responsibly, and also we have to change the perspective. We have to change the way we see the economic perspective of our state and of our country here. And this kind of partnership, Susanna and Father Marcelo, Mr. Choi, this kind of partnership that we have established between Unicinos and Hannah Micron is a key example of how things should go from from now on. So thank you so much. I'll be here to answer any questions and interact with you in the next hours. Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you, everyone.
Suzana, o microfone eu acho que está no silencioso.
Thank you so much, Lambi, for your remarks. Now it's time to hear Mr. Chris Ryu. We want to hear you about the industry perspective of this new challenge and opportunities. Please go on.
Okay, thank you so much. I deeply appreciate the University of Unicinos and Father Marcelo putting the 8th Brazil-Korea Forum. And it is really a great honor for me to be invited in the special session to discuss about the challenges and opportunities for the development of Rio Grande do Sul state in the digital transformation, together with Professor, Dr. Secretary, Mr. Luis da Cunha Lam, of Secretary of Innovation, Science and Technology of Rio Grande do Sul State, and Susanna Kakuta, CEO of Tecnocinos, and also the Professor and Dr. Senor Rodrigo da Rosa Ihi, the coordinator of a program of post-graduation in computer application in Unicinos, and all of my friends and also all the participants in Brazil and Korea. I am Chris Ryu, CEO of HT Micron in San Leopoldo. HT Micron is the semiconductor company, and 200 Brazilian employees, together with 10 Korean employees, are producing and supplying DRAM, NAND flash, and embedded multi-chip packaging to the market for the computer, smart TV, and smartphone customers such as Dell, Lenovo, Samsung, LG, Motorola, and Positivo in Brazil market. And also we are also producing and supplying IoT semiconductors to the customers in the international market. Even though we cannot meet each other in the same place with face-to-face and making online Brazil-Korea Forum because of Korea pandemic, we are here having same purpose and passion to discuss and find the breaking through solutions to overcome the pandemic situation. And we will keep moving forward and challenging the future together to make our life and business more better. Fortunately, a few days ago, some innovative medicine companies developed COVID vaccine very successfully. However, we cannot go back to our previous life and business in the past, even after the vaccination, because COVID totally changed our life, our work, our education, and our business a lot already. Recently, I bought so many things because of pandemic. I couldn't go to the shopping mall from the online shopping the mall in Brazil. Normally, it takes 5 to 7 days, sometimes more than 10 days to deliver to me. I received the product unexpectedly. I couldn't estimate the delivery date exactly at all. However, in case of Korea, Korea is a smaller country, much smaller than Brazil, for sure. Most of all, online the stores delivering the product within 1 day. And they are also providing innovative services to the customers, sharing the location data in real time, using 5G telecommunication and IoT solutions together. And IoT solution can help everyone. If someone missing their children in the Disneyland, IoT tracker can find their children very quickly. So IoT can transform all the business and life into more faster, efficient way and the low cost and predictable way in whole areas such as agriculture, education, cities, medical, manufacturing, logistic, transformation, security and safety area. I think IoT is the technical vaccine for the economy also, because IoT can make a strong immunity for the whole industry of the traditional way, business and even our life also. This is the reason why all the countries in the world moving forward to the telecommunication industry, 5G industry, together with IoT. It is the key national strategic industry, normally fully supported by the government under the leadership. According to the IDC report, ITC spending will be over than $1 trillion in 2022 in the world. It's growing very fastly. We need to innovate all the area with the IoT solution. That's the way to make the economic growth, and then it will cure the economic damages caused by the current pandemic. HT Micron recently developed IoT semiconductor, which is the first system-in-package semiconductor technology in the world. It was developed together with the Unisino's ITT Chip R&D Center. And it is the core hardware for the IoT device. And we started to supply in Brazil market and exporting that IoT semiconductor to the international market, such as France, United Kingdom, and India, and Taiwan, and Russia too. And all over the world, using HT Micron's IoT semiconductor, our partners are developing hundreds of IoT solutions and hardwares, such as COVID vaccine tracker, logistic and asset tracker, and agriculture management weather solution, Industry 4.0, and equipment and factory management system, and car management system, street light control system for smart city, the water, electricity, gas management system, and also panic button for women, children, old people, and handicapped people. We are so proud that HT's IoT semiconductor is helping the people and their life and partners' business much better. So I would like to collaborate more with Unisinos and Rio Grande do Sul State together to provide IoT solutions for the innovation in whole area, including agriculture area and schools, hospitals, industries, and cities in Rio Grande do Sul State. I'm sure HT's IoT semiconductor can contribute the innovation of the business and economic growth also in Rio Grande do Sul State and Brazil. Muito obrigado. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. Thank you so much, Chris Ryu, for your remarks. It's very interesting to hear about this cooperation about logistics in Korea and Brazil. So simple things in this moment of the pandemic, it can bring a big solution or a big challenge for everyone. And so it's a great remark. Thank you so much. I want to invite my colleague, Rodrigo Higi, to talk to us about his experience in Industry 4.0, smart manufacturing, and another good projects from our university. Please, Rodrigo, floor is yours.
Thanks, Susanna. So taking profit that we are in an online event, right? So I have prepared a short presentation for this moment. So let me share my presentation on a second. So on a second. So are you looking in the presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. So first, I would like to greet the Unicinos President, Father Marcelo, and also I'd like to greet all the authorities here and the panelists, Mr. Lamb, Mr. Chris Yu, and also our mediator. So I am one of the coordinators of the Brazil-Korean Forum, and well, I am present in the forum since the second edition of this event. So it's also a pleasure for me to be here in this moment. So I have prepared a few slides regarding the history, the main achievements, and also the future. So presenting here the main collaborations regarding our state. So here I'd like to remember our first banner for the first Brazil-Korea Forum. So it was held 2011, 40 years ago, and it's important to emphasize here our banner, the feature of our banner. For example, in the Brazil, we have letter B with a forest, and in Korea, we have letter A with a chip. So it was the first edition of our event. So today also we have a chip in letter A in Brazil, and we are very, very happy on this. So we have a forum since 2011, and we have more than 5,000 attendees and speakers, considering faculty members, students, entrepreneurs, and governmental members. So also said, the main focus of the Brazil-Korea Forum was on the development of the semiconductor industry. And also we have some branches here, considering, for example, the areas of sustainability, healthcare applications, Internet of Things, agriculture, smart cities, and so on. So we have the Brazil-Korean Forum. So the idea of the forum is to manage driving force for economical and social development. Mainly here we are talking about human resources. That's very, very important to bet on human resources to have technical skills. So we have this kind of collaboration between Brazil and Korea, focused mainly on the human resource. So here also talking about the forum, we have an interdisciplinary approach. So the Brazil-Korean Forum is an engineering event, but not also from engineering, not only from engineering, sorry, but also from computer science, health, and other areas. And we have today a partnership with dozens of Korean institutions. So talking about companies, not only Korean ones, but Brazilian ones also. We have Hana Micron, HT Micron, Flexcon, Samsung, Hyundai, Saytech, and so on. So talking about universities, we have a strong, very strong collaboration today in terms of papers, in terms of book chapters, in terms of projects, and also in terms of academic mobility. So we have collaboration with SKKU, KAIST, Wuzong University, Honjik, Hankook, Seoul National University, A3 Postec, and much others. So it's very important to emphasize here because our collaboration is real and strong. Also, in this kind of partnership, we have together with us research and governmental institutions, and here we'd like to emphasize KFAS, Korean Foundation of Advanced Studies, also ABINI, FAPERGS, our regional funding agents, very, very important. Thanks, Professor Roger, thanks, Mr. Lambi, for being here with us. So FAPERGS is very important for us. Also CAPES and CNPq, national agencies, and also BNDES, also national agencies.
And okay, the name of the forum is Brazil Korea, but of course we have other partners that joined us along the time. Here, for example, we are talking about Germany, and especially we are talking about FAU University, USA. For example, we have a partnership, a very strong partnership with UCI, Irvine, California partnership, and Australia. So considering this thematic, we have along the time the creation of the Semiconductors Technological Institute, IPP chip. It was very important. It was one of the main achievements in the forum. Also, we have the establishment of the HT Micron headquarters neighbor to Unicinos. And also, I am the coordinator of the Applied Computing graduate program at Unicinos. And of course, we have benefits for professors, benefits for master and PhD students. So we have benefits for both electrical engineering and applied computing. And also here, I'd like to emphasize the focus on research and the future of research. Today, we don't have more research focused only on one area, because the idea is to combine several areas, for example, engineering, electrical engineering, applied computing, healthcare areas, and much areas in order to present a better solution for the society. So it's very important also to show you a change in the perception of the forum. So the forum has started in 2011 with a lot of governmental debates. And along the time, we are putting in the forum technical and scientific discussions. So it's very important because it's interesting to us to bring to the forum the state of the art on semiconductors, Internet of Things, and smart cities, for example. So it's important to also emphasizing this change of perception. We have the growth of academic mobility at different levels. So considering here, for example, undergraduate, master, and PhD students, also visiting professors. Well, the people go abroad, students and professors go abroad and came back with new experiences and knowledge. So here we have a very real impact on research, innovation, and development here in Brazil, and in particular in our state, Rio Grande do Sul. And as I said, we have an impact on mind production. That's very important for us because the knowledge, the technical knowledge, the technical skills, the mind production is important, and also we have the knowledge diffusion in favor of a better society. And well, how about today? How about the 80th edition of the Brazil-Korea Forum? It was a challenge for us because it was the first online edition of our event. So we have assembled 10 events considering panels and workshops for considering here also much institutions and universities from both Brazil and Korea. And we have cooperations and research in terms of articles, book chapters, and projects. And here I'd like to emphasize our CAPES print projects in the scope of the Forum Brazil-Korea. Mainly, we have 2 CAPES print projects, one focused on the area of Internet of Things and healthcare, and the other project focused on the Industry 4.0. Well, as I said, we have a strong collaboration with HANA Micron. My greetings to Mr. Choi here that received us last year in the headquarters of HANA Micron. It was a spectacular moment for us. And also we have a strong collaboration with HT Micron. I will show you in the next slides. And considering the HT Micron, we have a project named Intelligent Factory. I am the coordinator of this project. And the idea of this project is, okay, how can I transform the factory in an intelligent factory one? And also talking about the forum, since 2015, in addition to technical sessions, we have a particular moment in the forum for research discussion. So we have the speakers, and we have the talks, and we have a moment to discuss collaboration in order to go further. Well, talking especially about research, innovation, and development. And as I said, it's important to combine. For example, we are combining here the expertise from electrical engineering and also the expertise from computer science, and we can act together in these 5 branches. Logically, we have more branches than that here, but we are acting on these branches today. For example, here we have Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, distributed applications and cloud computing, mobile, ubiquitous, and context-aware computing, and also focusing on health applications. So innovation is the joint combination of a lot of expertise. In our case, we are combining electrical engineering graduate course, we have the applied computing graduate course, together with our partners in Korea, universities, and Hana Micron, together with our partners here, for example, HT Micron. And here, I'd like to show you some details about the project that we are running today at HT Micron. Of course, the project has some confidential details, and I will show you here some details, some information that are not confidential. Well, in the bottom, we have 2 graphs. One in the left is a reactive approach. What is a reactive? So we have the red bullet in the left, right? And after crossing the upper threshold, I will take some action. I will take a notification. But here I have a problem because I will solve the problem in the green bullet. And after solving the problem, I have a short curve upper the threshold. So considering the reactive approach, I could have a problem in this kind of actuation. So in the right, we have a proactive approach, and we are acting in this manner in our project together with HT Micron. So what is a proactive? Along the time, we are getting data and data and data. So we got historical data and we can make predictions. And the idea is, okay, I will not reach the upper threshold because I can control my state and I will notify, for example, the IT team beforehand. That's the main idea of our project. So working very hard on predictive maintenance. And considering our project, we are combining data from different sources, and we are using sensors from different types. And here we are using, for example, sensors of environmental variables, machine variables, and also process variables. And here we have the types of the sensors: electrical, particles, humidity, pressure, vibration, and so on. So we have here the real challenge of how we can capture this data and how we can combine, and what is the best radio frequency technology, and in the server, what database must we use, and how about artificial intelligence. So I will talk more details about this in the next slide. And here, in the left, we have the first board that was developed in the cooperation between ITT Chip and HT Micron in the scope of the project Intelligent Factory. So we have here a board that can connect both analog and digital device, right? And in this context here, in the context of our project, we could use a Raspberry Pi board, or we could use an Arduino board that are very common for us, but they are not reliable. So in the scope of ITT Chip, we have modeled this board, and it's running today in the company very well. Well, and in the right, we have like a dashboard of the clean room, and we have different colors for different kind of sensors. And at runtime, we can monitor the state of each sensor, so triggering a notification for a team to solve a particular problem if needed. So if you visit HT Micron, you can see a big screen panel with this kind of dashboard. So we have a monitoring system at real time. So our project is real and our project is putting value to the company. That's very important for us. So in the bottom, we have the main idea about the collaboration about electrical engineering, computer science, and HT Micron company. Today, we can support an end-to-end I4.0 development, considering the scope of sensors, actuators, boards, radio frequency, and what kind of radio frequency must we use, computational resource, database, network, deployment and performance tuning, and artificial intelligence. So taking profit from this last sentence, artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Is in the same time a lot of things and in the same time nothing. So it's important to, okay, we must identify, we must present what is AI for us. So in my viewpoint, we have at least three main branches when talking about AI. First is data prediction. The second is pattern recognition. And the third is event correlation, cause-effect correlation. So we are using these three branches in our project together with HT Micron. Well, here I am close to the final of the presentation. And how about the future? As I said, here we have a successful case considering the combination of university, government, and the industry, right? And here we have a science-based ecosystem. So we are working with the state-of-the-art, and we are working by combining different knowledge areas. And we have a real cooperation. So we have, since 2011, our Brazil-Korea Forum with cooperation with companies and universities. And we have real cooperations in terms of articles, in terms of mobility, in terms of new ideas. So we are a Jesuitic university. It's very, very important to make research with focus on the society. So we must deliver a positive outcome to the society. And considering the future, well, we must study and we must focus on cooperations and I4.0. And here I have put some terms, for example, that are very, very hot in this moment: augmented reality, digital twins, AI, and chip development. So the idea is to put AI inside a chip and 5G communication. So my idea is to go further with universities, is to go further with collaboration with HANA and HT Micron in this direction. And finally, I have some photos about our technical mission to Korea last year, right? And here we have the ambassador of Brazil in South Korea on the top. And also we have, well, some professors that joined us in this 8th edition of the Brazil-Korea Forum. And also on the top and in the right, I am pleasure here to be with with Mr. Choi at the HANA Micron headquarters last year. Kamsahamnida. Thank you very, very much. It was very important for me, this speech. Thank you.
Kamsahamnida.
O microfone está fechado, Kakuta.
Now it's working. Thank you so much for your statement. Well, let me summarize in 3 points, maybe, if I can. From one, I can say that put science, technology, and innovation in the center of the economic strategy is a key issue of development. Chris bring us this idea that IoT solution as an answer, can be an answer or can be a transformation of our lives and business for a better economy and growth. And so IoT is a key technology like data science, like AI. And from Rigi, that the cooperation is a key strategy in order to overcome challenge and to make development happen faster. And to make it faster means to have quick response to the development issues. And so I want to thanks a lot to my three friends in this panel. And I want to ask if there are some questions for the panelists. Are there?
There is a one already. Luis Henrique.
Yes, please, Ambassador Luis Henrique.
Well, thank you very much. I start by thanking Father Marcelo for his invitation to be here today. The forum and particularly Unicinos, this powerhouse that Father Marcelo has been leading for a long time, has had an important role, has played an important role in the relations between Brazil-Korea, relations that have just celebrated last year their 60th anniversary. And in the recent history of these relations, the role played by Unicinos is particularly important in the relations between our two countries. I, last year, had the pleasure to receive, just 6 months after I started my mission here in Seoul, a delegation from the university in the context of a mission led by Father Marcelo in his one of his very frequent missions to Korea. And I was briefed extensively on the cooperation, the collaboration that the university has developed with several institutions here, mainly focused on technology cooperation. I am very pleased to join my predecessors and the collaboration that the embassy has been able to join with the university, with the Unicinos, since the start of their collaboration in Korea. And so Brazil has, the embassy has consistently joined the university in these previous editions of this forum. So it is for me a great pleasure to be here. I thank you very much for the invitation once again and congratulate you on the organization of this edition of the forum, particularly considering the difficult times, the very unprecedented times we are going through in the world. So thank you very much. It's just to register my presence. I would also like to mention that the embassy is also present here through Mr. Luis Gustavo Givizier, who is the head of the education sector of the embassy. And if you allow me a personal mention, I would like to greet Ambassador Claudio Lira, a colleague who is also here and with whom I, myself, and my family share a long history of friendship. So I would like to greet him as well. Thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I'm in person. I'm testimony, and I want to thank in the name of Unisino from the whole support of your embassy in Korea. All our steps are in a company of our embassy, and the job was a great job and a very important job for us. Thank you so much for everything. Any more questions? No? If no, I want to thank my dear guest, the panelists, for this event. And in the name of Unicinos, say good night to everyone, and that this was a very important moment for our university, the 8th Brazilian Korea Forum. And we will see you, of course, next year, and in another condition, of course. And it was a pleasure to have all the audience also with us this night. So thank you so much to be part of this panel, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.